Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Daily English Lab, where learning English is easy and fun. I'm Lily.
Hi, Lily. It is so wonderful to be here with you and all our amazing listeners again. I'm Henry. Hello, everyone.
Hi, Henry. I am really excited about today's topic. I think everyone is going to relate to this one.
Me too. It is one of those topics that comes up every single week without fail.
Every single week. That is exactly right. But before we start, everyone, please remember to subscribe to our channel, Daily English Lab, and click the like button and share our podcast with your friends and family. It really helps us reach more English learners around the world.
It truly does. Every share matters. Okay, Lily, I am ready. So what are we talking about today?
Today, we are talking about the weekend, specifically how to talk about your weekend in English.
Oh, I love this topic. The weekend is everyone's favorite subject.
It really is, and the most common question in English on a Monday morning is what?
How was your weekend?
Exactly. 3 simple words that start so many conversations. How was your weekend? And today we are going to learn exactly how to answer that question naturally and confidently.
Because just saying it was good is not enough, right?
Exactly. It was good is correct English, but it tells the other person almost nothing. It stops the conversation instead of opening it.
So today we are going to learn how to give a real answer, a natural answer, the kind of answer a native speaker would give.
Perfectly said, Henry. So let us start at the very beginning. Henry, how do you usually ask someone about their weekend in English?
Well, the most common way is, of course, how was your weekend? But there are other ways too.
Yes, what are some other ways to ask the same question?
You can say, did you have a good weekend? Or what did you get up to this weekend?
Oh, I love what did you get up to? That is very British English, very natural and casual.
Yes, get up to means what did you do? What activities did you do? It is very common among friends and colleagues.
And another very casual way to ask is, how was your weekend treating you?
Oh, that is interesting. Treating you. Like the weekend is a person doing something for you?
Exactly. It is a very warm and friendly way to ask. You can also say, did you do anything fun this weekend?
Did you do anything fun? That is a great one because it already hints that you hope the answer is yes.
Yes, it sets a positive and friendly tone right from the start. So now we know how to ask. Let us learn how to answer. Henry, how was your weekend?
Oh, great question. Let me think. My weekend was really nice, actually. I had a pretty relaxed one.
Perfect. Notice Henry did not just say good, he said really nice. And he added actually and pretty relaxed. Those small words make such a big difference.
Yes, actually makes it sound more natural and conversational. And pretty is a great filler word, meaning quite or fairly.
Exactly. So instead of it was good, try it was really nice actually. Or I had a pretty relaxed one. Much better.
Now, let us talk about different types of weekends, because not every weekend is the same.
That is so true. Some weekends are very busy and some are very quiet, and we need different vocabulary for each one.
Let us start with a busy weekend. How do you describe a weekend when you did a lot of things?
You can say, it was a really busy weekend. I had a lot going on. Or, it was a full one. I barely had time to sit down.
I barely had time to sit down. That is so expressive. I can feel the exhaustion in that sentence.
Yes, barely is a powerful word. It means almost not. So I barely had time to sit down means I was moving the whole time. Very busy.
Can you give an example of describing a busy weekend in a full sentence?
Yes. For example, you can say, it was a really busy weekend, actually. On Saturday, I went to my cousin's wedding, and then on Sunday, we had a family lunch that went on for hours. I am still recovering.
I am still recovering. That is such a natural thing to say on a Monday morning.
Yes, it is honest and relatable. Everyone understands that feeling after a big weekend.
And I love that you used on Saturday and on Sunday. Those time markers are so important for organizing a weekend story.
Yes, time markers help the listener follow your story easily. On Saturday, on Sunday, in the morning, in the afternoon, in the evening, later that night. These phrases connect everything together.
That is a great tip. Now, what about a quiet, relaxed weekend? How do we describe that?
For a quiet weekend, you can say, I had a really quiet one actually. I mostly stayed home and recharged. Or, it was a low-key weekend. I needed the rest.
Low-key. That is a very popular expression. What does low-key mean exactly?
Low-key means calm, relaxed, not very exciting. No big events or plans, just quiet and simple. It is very common in casual American English.
So, for example, we had a low-key Saturday. We just watched movies and ordered pizza.
Perfect. That is exactly how you use it. And another great expression for a quiet weekend is, I just took it easy.
Took it easy. I love that one. Take it easy means to relax and not push yourself.
Yes, so you can say, I just took it easy this weekend. I needed a break after such a busy week.
That sounds so natural. Now, if you are enjoying this episode, do not forget to like the video and subscribe to Daily English Lab. And if you are still listening right now, comment the word weekend below. We want to know you were here with us today.
Yes, please comment. We love reading every single message. Now, let us talk about the most important part, how to describe what you actually did during the weekend, the activities.
Yes, this is where the real vocabulary comes in.
Exactly. So let us go through different types of weekend activities and learn the natural English phrases for each one. Let us start with going out.
Going out is always popular. What phrases do we use?
If you went to a restaurant, you can say, we went out for dinner on Saturday night. We tried this amazing new Italian place. I had the pasta and it was incredible.
Notice how Lily gave details. Not just we went to a restaurant, but which day, what kind of restaurant, what she ordered, and how it was. Those details make the story come alive.
Yes, details are the secret to a great answer. They show the other person you are genuinely sharing with them, not just giving a one-word answer.
What if you went to see a movie or a show?
You can say, we caught a movie on Saturday afternoon, or we went to see a live show downtown. It was absolutely brilliant.
Caught a movie? That is interesting. Why do we say caught and not watched?
Great question. Caught is very casual. It means you went and saw something, like you managed to get there and see it. It is very common in spoken English. I caught a movie. I caught the game. I caught the last train.
Oh, that is so useful. So caught works for movies, sports games, performances, anything you went to see.
Exactly. Very versatile word. Now, what about spending time with people, social activities?
Yes, weekends are very social. What phrases do we use for meeting friends and family?
You can say, I met up with some friends on Saturday. We ended up going to the park and just hanging out for a few hours. It was really nice.
Met up with. That is the key phrase. Not just met, but met up with. It means you arranged to see someone.
Yes, and hanging out means spending time together casually. No specific plan, just being together and enjoying each other's company.
And ended up is another great phrase. It means that is what happened in the end. Maybe not what you planned originally.
Exactly. We ended up going to the park means maybe we were not sure what to do at first, but that is where we ended up. Very natural in storytelling.
What about visiting family?
You can say, I went over to my parents' place on Sunday. We had a big lunch together. It was really lovely.
Went over to. That is another great phrase. It means you traveled to someone's home.
Yes, I went over to my friend's place. I went over to my sister's house. Very common and very natural. And place is a very casual word for house or home.
Now, let us talk about outdoor activities. Many people spend their weekends outside.
Yes, outdoor weekends are very popular. You can say, we went for a hike on Saturday morning. The trail was beautiful and the weather was perfect.
Went for a hike. What other went for phrases can we use?
Great question. Went for a walk, went for a run, went for a bike ride, went for a swim, went for a drive. All of these follow the same pattern. Went for a plus activity.
That is such a useful pattern, and they all sound very natural.
Yes. For example, we went for a long walk along the river on Sunday evening. It was so peaceful. The perfect way to end the weekend.
That sounds absolutely lovely. Now, what about home activities? Not everyone goes out on the weekend.
Yes, and home weekends are completely valid and very common. You can say, I spent most of the weekend at home, honestly. I did some cleaning and then just binged a new series on Saturday night.
Binged a series?
That is very modern vocabulary.
Yes, to binge means to watch many episodes of a show one after another without stopping. Binge watching is extremely common now. I binged the whole season in one weekend.
I have definitely done that.
What was the show?
That is exactly the kind of question that keeps a conversation going. When someone tells you they binged a show, asking what was it about or was it good keeps the energy moving.
Right. Good conversations are not just answers. They are questions that show you are listening and interested.
Exactly. Now, what about productive weekends, when you actually got things done?
Oh yes, the classic productive weekend. How do we describe those?
You can say, I was actually really productive this weekend. I finally tackled my to-do list. I reorganized my whole apartment and meal prepped for the week.
Tackled my to-do list. That is a great expression. Tackled means you attacked it with energy and got things done.
Yes, tackle is a great word for getting difficult things done. I finally tackled the laundry. I finally tackled that project I had been avoiding.
And meal prepped. That is very modern too. What does that mean?
Meal prep means you prepare your meals for the whole week in advance. You cook on the weekend so you do not have to cook every evening during the busy week.
That is so practical.
I should do that more often.
You really should, Henry. Now, let us talk about how to add opinions and feelings to your weekend story, because a great answer is not just what you did, it is how you felt about it.
Yes, adding feelings makes the story so much richer. What phrases do we use?
You can use phrases like, it was really worth it. I had such a great time. I really needed that. It was exactly what I needed. I was not expecting to enjoy it so much, but I did.
I was not expecting to enjoy it so much, but I did. That is such an honest and relatable thing to say.
Yes, it shows authenticity, and authenticity makes conversations feel real and meaningful.
What about if the weekend was not so great? How do we describe a bad or disappointing weekend?
Great question. You can say, honestly, it was not the best weekend. Or, it was a bit of a rough one, actually.
A rough one. Rough means difficult or unpleasant.
Yes, it was a rough weekend. Things did not really go to plan. For example, we were supposed to go to the beach on Saturday, but then it rained all day, so we just stayed in. A bit disappointing, honestly.
We're supposed to.
That is a really important phrase. It means you had a plan, but it did not happen. Exactly. We were supposed to go hiking, but my friend canceled last minute. We were supposed to have a barbecue, but it was too windy. Very useful for explaining changed plans.
And canceled last minute? That is very real life. Things change unexpectedly.
Yes, last minute means at the very last moment. Not much warning. I hate it when people cancel last minute. I think everyone relates to that feeling.
Definitely. Now, Lily, let us put everything together. Can you give me a complete model answer for how was your weekend? A really full and natural one?
Yes, here is a full model answer. It was a really nice weekend, actually. On Saturday morning, I went for a run in the park, which was great. The weather was perfect. Then in the afternoon, I met up with two of my friends, and we ended up trying this new brunch place near the city center. The food was amazing. We were there for hours, honestly. We just lost track of time completely. Then on Sunday, I was a bit more low-key. I went over to my parents' place for lunch and then came home and just took it easy for the rest of the day. I caught up on some reading and went to bed early. I feel really recharged for the week. How about you? How was your weekend?
Wow, that was incredible. So many natural expressions in one answer.
Let us count them. Went for a run, met up with, ended up, lost track of time, low-key, went over to, took it easy, caught up on, feel recharged. And the conversation ender, how about you?
Always return the question. That is such an important social skill in English.
Yes, ending your answer with how about you or what about you keeps the conversation alive. It shows you are interested in the other person too.
Perfect. Now, let us do a short practice dialogue. I will ask you, and then you ask me. Ready?
Ready, go ahead.
So, Lily, did you do anything fun this weekend?
Yes, actually, it was a pretty good one. On Saturday, I caught a movie with my sister. It was this new drama. We were not expecting much, but it turned out to be really moving. We both cried at the end. Then on Sunday, I just took it easy. I did some meal prep and went to bed early. What about you? How was your weekend?
Mine was great, thanks. I had a pretty full one. On Saturday, we went for a long bike ride along the coast. It was absolutely stunning. The weather was perfect. Then that evening, we had some friends over for dinner. We ended up staying up way too late talking and laughing. So Sunday, I was pretty tired, honestly. I just stayed home and recharged. But it was totally worth it.
That sounds like such a wonderful weekend, Henry.
It really was. And notice how we both use lots of detail, time markers, feelings, and natural expressions. That is the formula for a great weekend story in English.
Exactly. Let us do a quick review of all the key expressions from today.
Great idea. How to ask about the weekend. How was your weekend? Did you have a good weekend?
What did you get up to? Did you do anything fun?
How to describe a busy weekend. I had a lot going on. It was a full one. I barely had time to sit down. I am still recovering.
How to describe a quiet weekend. I had a really quiet one. I mostly stayed home. It was a low-key weekend. I just took it easy.
Key activity phrases. Went for a walk, met up with, ended up, caught a movie, went over to, hung out, binged a series, tackled my to-do list.
How to add feelings. It was exactly what I needed. I had such a great time. I was not expecting to enjoy it, but I did. It was totally worth it.
How to describe a bad weekend. It was a bit of a rough one. Things did not go to plan. We were supposed to, but then...
And always end with, how about you? What about you? How was yours?
That is a beautiful, complete lift. Now, for our question of the day, we want you to practice right now in the comments.
Yes, write us 2 or 3 sentences describing your last weekend in English. Use at least one expression from today. For example, I had a pretty low-key weekend. I just took it easy and watched some movies. Or I met up with some friends on Saturday and we ended up at this great little cafe.
We cannot wait to read every single one. Show us what you learned today. Your English is getting better with every episode.
It really is. And if this episode helped you, please subscribe to Daily English Lab. Give this video a big thumbs up and share it with one friend who is learning English.
Every single share helps us reach more learners, and that is what we are here for. Thank you so much for spending this time with us today, everyone.
Keep practicing, keep speaking, keep showing up. You are doing so well.
Goodbye, everyone. See you in the next episode.
Goodbye, everyone. See you next time.